businesses go out of business simply because they don't understand their numbers.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Welcome to another minisode, everybody. Dustin Harris hanging out with you once again in the podcast chair. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful studio, home studio today. I want to talk a little bit about something that may not be on your mind, but it should be, and that is your profit and loss statement. I want to talk about something else that should be on your mind as well. That thing, of course, is Spark. What is Spark? Well, Spark is the ability to save money, which a lot of us need to be doing right now. Check them out. Go to Spark for Appraisers. That's FOR, spark4appraisers.com. and learn more on how you can save money. Speaking of saving money, folks, when was the last time that you worked on your profit and loss statement? And now, how many of you are saying, what is a profit and loss statement? Hang on, we will talk about that. Not to talk down to you, but let's be honest, most appraisers are not trained in how to be a CEO, how to be a CFO, how to really look at the numbers in their business. And that's one of the things that I do as a coach. It's one of the things we're going to do today. Now, I do want to harken back to episode number 475 back in good old 2019, when things were hot and heavy and good. Hadn't quite heated up the way that they did in 20 and 21, but we were still doing pretty well back in October of 2019. The episode is called How to Read a Profit and Loss Statement for an Appraisal Business. I highly recommend that you go back and listen to that one if this is not something that you are doing on a regular basis. But all of us should be taking a look at our profit and loss statement on a pretty regular basis. Today, I want to talk about just one side of that profit and loss statement, and that, of course, is my favorite, and that is the profit side. I'm a big advocate, by the way, folks, of production. I'm a big advocate of producing, of success. The last thing I want to do is cut my lifestyle, cut my budget. Never been really good at budgets. I just don't like them. They're very confining. I know they're necessary. You know, there are things that we've got to do both in our personal lives and our business life, but it's not my favorite thing to do. But rather, I like to focus on profit. Right. Remember, profit loss has two steps, right? How much is coming into the business, the profit side, how much is getting sucked out of the business, the loss side. By the way, we will do a follow-up. In fact, we'll probably do a couple of follow-ups next week and the week after, talking a little bit more about the profit and loss statement. But today I want to focus on the profit side. Right? Do you understand what is coming in, truly coming into your business? Now, for an appraisal business, it's pretty easy. Most of us do not have other services, other products that we are selling to the product to the public, and as a consequence, it's pretty easy to know what our profit is. It's the number of appraisals that we're doing times by the fee and what we're being paid on them. Right? So really it comes down to, what are you depositing into the bank? That's your profit. That is and understanding that is huge as far as understanding what your business is doing. I've often said this, and I will continue to repeat this because I think it is so vitally important. And that is, if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. Now, what does that mean, Dustin? That means, folks, if you don't know the numbers of your business, if you're just guessing, then you're not truly running a business. You can't guess and make the right decisions. Now, you might be able to guess pretty close, but folks, let's be honest. Would you guess on an appraisal? Would you go to 123 any street, do the inspections, go, I think it's worth about 525. Well, what's your support for that? Well, I've been in the market a long time. I've been doing this a while. I live just around the corner. At 525, I'm sure that's pretty close. There's no way in hell you would do that, right? Now, folks, don't do and make the same mistake It's laughable to think that you would do an appraisal that way, but do you run your business that way? Let me ask you another question. Do you utilize technology in your business in order to run the business that is going to be the most profitable business for you? Now, I know some of you are saying, well, that's part of the loss, Dustin, because that's an expense. Is it? Granted, I'm not going to argue with you that it will, quote unquote, cost you money, but I would argue all day long as to whether it's an expense versus an investment. And that great investment that you can do with your business is called Spark. Spark for appraisers, folks. It is the ability to save a lot of time on every single report that you do. You're still fully, totally, 100% in control of that data, but you don't have to take the time or pay someone else to take the time to put it into your report. Utilizing technology to make you more efficient. That's Spark. You can find out more by going to sparkforappraisers.com. Again, it's sparkforappraisers.com. Welcome back to the program, everybody. By the way, if you've not joined our YouTube channel, hi, YouTube. It's good to see you. It's good to have you here. Got two different cameras in the home studio right now. We're thinking about going to a 3-camera setup. Not sure if I've fully decided on that here at the home office. I'm not there very often, but I do find that I actually record a lot of podcasts at home, even though I'm not here a lot. I guess it's just my mood that I'm in when I'm here at the house. But if you've not joined the YouTube channel, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you do. It's super fun to be able to see everybody, to have you see the program. Super easy to comment as well. Getting a lot of interaction on our videos, and we're growing that side on a pretty regular basis. So thank you for joining us. If you're out taking comp pictures and you're listening, I don't suggest you go to YouTube while you're driving around, but when you get back to the office, it's a great thing to have on your monitor while you're typing up those appraisals. Speaking of typing up those appraisals, are you also paying attention to your business? Now, right now, folks, it is vitally important. Interest rates are up, volume is down. It becomes more and more important to know your numbers and to make vital decisions, which, by the way, we're going to talk about next week when we talk about the loss side of the profit loss statement. But I just wanted to take today a quick mini-sode to introduce you to this idea of the profit loss, of the P&L. Again, former episode, I announced it earlier. Go back, listen to it, how to read a profit loss statement. Folks, this is something that I do on a quarterly basis. I would not shy you away from possibly doing it more often, maybe monthly, even bi-monthly right now, with things as critical as they are. Folks, do you know that most businesses go out of business simply because they don't understand their numbers? I know it sounds simplistic, but that really is what it is. Most business owners are much like what we read about in the E-Myth by Michael Gerber. They are great bakers. They love making pies. So they open up a bakery and they call it All About Pies, and they have no clue how to run a business, but they're still great bakers. And you might be able to get away with that in an up economy. You might have been able to get away with that in 2020, in 2021. You cannot get away with that in 2023 and 2024. You need to understand your numbers. You need to understand what the profit side is actually saying. So on a quarterly basis, I sit down, I go through my P&L. Let's be honest, it takes me very little time to go through the profit side of it. But why do we go through the profit side of it? We go through the profit side of it because we need to compare where we are with where we were, with where we should be, where we want to be. So that's the important part. The P&L, you're going to spend way more time on the L, which we're going to talk about next week again, than you will the P, the profit side. The profit side, very quickly, you can say, oh, okay, I had $20,000 come in last month. That's not where it should end. Your P&L process and your study of your P&L should go beyond, oh, we had $20,000 come in. It should be broken down into why and from whom and for what type of product, right? These are the types of questions that allow you to step back and make decisions as a business owner to decide whether or not to move down this road or whether to move down another road. So this is a crucial part of running a business. It's a crucial part of the other hat that you forget that you wear, but you wear, and that is the CEO hat. Okay, the profit side, super duper important. Make sure you're putting on that hat, at least on a quarterly basis, that you understand not just what's coming through the door, but the specifics of what's coming through the door. Thank you for joining me today, folks. Again, if you are not yet on YouTube, highly recommend you go to YouTube, youtube.com, type in The Appraiser Coach. You'll find our channel. Please subscribe. If you don't mind liking this video, it really helps us with the analytics. It just takes a second. If you don't mind just reaching up with your mouse, just click that like button. And again, if you have not subscribed, we highly recommend that you do. Thank you for joining me. We will catch you next week when we will talk about the loss side of the P&L. Go create some value.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.